Evening, everyone. Let's get this started. I'll call this meeting to order at 7:02. And Lisa, would you please take roll call?
Cantwell,
She'll be absent.
Mrs. Claudia. Here. Ms. Franklin. Here. Mrs. Paduti. Here. Mr. Heisman. Here. Mrs. Kelleher.
Here.
Mrs. Russ.
She'll be absent.
Mr. Schuman.
Here.
Mr. Zabrowski.
Here.
Dr. Macri.
Here.
Ms. Ernesta. Here. Ms. Berry. Mr. Pisano. Mrs. Bennington. Oh, no, she is.
She'll be late.
Mr. Butwell.
Here.
Ms. Colciola. Mrs. Tomorrow. Here. Mrs. DeTuna. Here. Mr. Buckle.
Here.
Mr. Lemay.
Here.
Dr. McLean. Here. Ms. Prestash. Here. Ms. Middlebrooks. Here. Ms. O'Leary. Here. Ms. Shepherd. Ms. Talmont. Here. Mrs. Weisbull. Still on? Marcel. Brian.
Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to approval of our agenda, additions, deletions, and a review. So we are doing some celebrating tonight of our amazing teachers and our students. And we do have an executive session at the end. Other than that, I just want to take a moment to wish everyone a happy staff appreciation last week. I hope everyone treated you well. And to thank our PTOs for all that they do for you guys. I know they give wonderful breakfast, lunch, and they really treat everyone. So thank everyone for that. Is there anything you want to add, change?
No, except for a happy teacher appreciation to the few teachers that we have on the board too, including you and Mr. Zabrowski. And I will always consider you, Ms. Gaduti, a teacher, because that's what I consider myself too. So happy. I think it was a great week. I miss being spoiled and being in the schools, but I'm sure everybody gained 20 pounds, and now you're all trying to figure out how to stop eating.
All right. So with that, is there a motion to approve the agenda as it is? Matt, second by Alicia. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. The agenda is approved. Correspondence? I have none. Do you have correspondence to share? All right. In public comments, before I read the rules for public comments, is there anyone here that would like to make a public comment? No? Okay. Then we'll go, I'm sorry? Oh, yeah. We'll go right to the highlight, which is celebrating our faculty and staff. And for that, we'll have Dr. Macri go on up and introduce us to our 4 Teachers of the Year. Or toys, as you're called on the sign.
As I have presents, so they're all here. So it's always so difficult, and I just compare this to the Super Bowl of teachers, right? Because everyone is so awesome, and we're supposed to be in that room making a really difficult decision that day, and it was a really difficult decision because all 4 teachers who were selected from their respective schools are amazing and do so much for all of their students. So from ECS, we had Mrs. Serbezi. So Mrs. Serbezi, come on up. And I have the little gift for you. I could talk about all of you, but I'll let your principals do it because they'll do a better job.
Okay, thank you.
That's a little prize.
Thank you.
And yes, come on up. Well, you have to stay here and get embarrassed for a little while. Oh, no, we're not going to let you get away that easy.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I would just want to acknowledge Christina Manaskevich, our district teacher of the year. This past year, it's been such an honor to have her. She is. And I just would like to extend our congratulations to all the teachers that have been nominated. They're all lovely, beautiful ladies in this room. It's a pleasure to introduce and congratulate ECS's Teacher of the Year, Rebecca Serbezis. Mrs. Serbezis began her journey at ECS as a student teacher with Mrs. Ambler in grade 2, and then she transitioned right into a position at ECS and has been with us for 12 years. Not only is she a dedicated second grade teacher, but she's also actively involved in several educational initiatives. She serves on the ECS Play Committee, She acts as a core reading pilot teacher, and she mentors the teacher education and mentoring program. She is a team regional reviewer, hosts of the Cromwell High School Students for the Future Educators Clubs, and while participating in PTO events, she's always there, always willing to help. Her commitment to the educational development and community engagement is truly commendable. We are so honored and proud of her at ECS. Mrs. Cerbezes.
Congratulations. My son Dawson had you, I think, your very first year teaching, so. And you were amazing then, you're amazing now.
Okay, next we have from Woodside Intermediate, we have Emily Presley, and I will have Mrs. Binghamton and Emily come on up as well. Although I could talk about Emily too. She hooked me on a lot of shows. She's a bad influence.
Definitely a bad influence, but a super amazing teacher. So it is my absolute joy and privilege to stand here today and recognize one of the most inspiring educators I've ever known. Woodside's Teacher of the Year, Emily Presley. If you've ever worked with Emily or had a student in her class, you probably already know 3 things about her. She has the creativity of an artist, the work ethic of a caffeine-powered superhero, and the ability to remain patient while teaching 2 grade levels in one room without spontaneously combusting. She is amazing. Emily is the co-heart of our fabulous multi-age classroom, a place where 4th and 5th graders discuss science like budding Einsteins, debate book characters like seasoned literary critics, and suddenly decide they're too cool for slime until Emily pulls it out and everyone wants some. But Emily's magic goes far beyond the projects and teacher pay teachers worthy lessons and activities. Emily sees every student, not just as a learner, but as a person. She knows which child needs a quiet check-in, who learns best while moving, and who just needs to be reminded that they're seen. That kind of intuition isn't taught. It's just who Emily is, a fantastic educator. Before she co-led the multi-age classrooms, Emily also taught 3rd grade and special education for a little while. That means she's worn more educational hats than most of us have worn conference lanyards. And somehow she's worn each one with joy, empathy, and style, especially the construction hat from last week. Yes, there are photos. No, I won't show them to you just yet. What makes Emily truly exceptional is that she's never too busy to help a colleague. Need a last-minute sub-plan? She's got a color-coded template. Trouble with a tricky student? She'll share strategies that are both brilliant and compassionate. Just need to vent? She'll listen without judgment and probably offer you snacks or a hug. Emily is the kind of teacher who arrives early to make sure she is 100% prepared for her students, who finds the one book that will finally make the reluctant reader fall in love with stories, and who, legend has it, once turned her classroom into an Italian restaurant in order to teach her kids punctuation.
Wow.
She is, in every sense of the word, a teacher who lifts others, builds belonging, and believes fiercely in what every child can become. Emily, your dedication, creativity, and giant educator heart have made this school a better place for all of us. We are so lucky to walk the halls with you. Congratulations on being Woodside's Teacher of the Year. You've earned this 10 times over. And if we could give you an award for every amazing lesson you've taught, your very handy husband would have to build you a very new trophy case. Thank you for being exactly the kind of teacher who every child deserves and the kind of colleague we all wish we could be. Now please join me in giving a loud round of applause to the incomparable, unstoppable, and always student-centered Emily Presley.
Congratulations.
Okay, next I'm going to skip over the middle school for obvious reasons, and I'm going to go to CHS and have Mr. Kulkel come up and talk about our wonderful school counselor, Mrs. Alicia Malillo. And then at the end, I'm going to wrap it up. I have the perfect for all 4 of you put together, and I just can't wait to say it. Come on.
Alicia, come on up. I know. Not going to let you get off easy. All right. So, in in preparation for this evening, I was thinking a lot about my time with Alicia here at Cromwell High School, and you know, she is the embodiment of our motto. Our motto as a district is placing students first. And many people around this table, maybe you've had a sibling, maybe you've had a child that has been blessed to have Alicia Melillo in their life as a school counselor and as a fierce advocate. She is, without a doubt, the hardest person for me to touch base with during the day because of how busy you are, right? You are constantly meeting with students, meeting with teachers, meeting with families, but not only just meeting with them, right? She builds these strong relationships with families over 4 years at Cromwell High School. She triages situations for us. She comforts students, comforts parents. She's able to guide families flawlessly through the college admissions process, which is extremely stressful and an stressful event for all families. She is always there. She brings her best every single day. And as a school, we are so proud of Alicia, everything that she's done. And we are so proud that she is, in Cromwell High School history at least, the first school counselor to receive Teacher of the Year recognition. And that alone should show everyone in this room who she is, right? That she is that revered by her colleagues and put on a pedestal so high, because she brings it every single day. There are days I'm leaving work and I see her car there and I'm like, what is she still doing here? I cannot believe it. But that's what she does, and that's how she operates. She has one speed, and she does it exceptionally well, and she helps our students through so much adversity. And we are just so incredibly proud of everything Alicia has done for this district and will continue to do for this district. So Cromwell High School, congratulations, Alicia Melillo.
Congratulations. So well earned. School counselors, I think most people don't realize how much they do every day, but very well earned, and congratulations. You deserve it.
Okay, so our CMS Teacher of the Year and our District Teacher of the Year, and it was pretty tough in there. We always cry. And the last question that we ask them is always the best question. You know, how do you want the kids to remember you as? And all of them say the same thing. As a person, that I loved them, that I cared about them, that I not only taught them academic subjects, but I taught them to believe in themselves and who they are, and that truly at the end of the day, again, I repeat it, that I loved them for who they were. And all of them said that. And of course, I could cry at the drop of a pin when you talk about kids and taking care of every child for who they are, because kids are so unique and special, all of you. So first, of course, I'm proud to say I am so exceptionally proud of all four of our Teachers of the Year. If I had to pick one word to describe all four of these people, I would say these beautiful women, strong, and then I'll take it a step further and say brave, and then I'll take it a step further and say sometimes fresh in a way in which I love, because that was who I was as a teacher, and I think my board would probably say that's what I am as a superintendent. If they truly believe that something is right for kids, even if I'm not loving it and it's going to drive me crazy, they will fight for it. And as much as sometimes once in a while I'm like, oh no, Carrie and I look at each other and then we look away and we go, they're right, they are right. This is what we need to do, no matter how hard it is. And that's what we want. We want educators that are going to wake up every morning and they're going to come here and they're going to say, this is probably not going to be that popular with my administrator today. And maybe not even a parent. And maybe at that moment, not even for the kid, but they are going to fight for that and what that child needs. So I love that about all four of you. And I could say that wholeheartedly, that you do this and you do it with such class and professionalism. And I don't ever want you to stop doing that, because kids, this is what kids need, and that's you. So please continue to be you. And after saying that, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to announce our District Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Sarnowski. Mrs. Jane Sarnowski, come on up. And yes, I will invite Mrs. Cochiola to come up and talk about her, even though I really want to talk about her. Go ahead. Come on over. Come on over. Come on.
We're the same height.
Yeah.
We're small, but we're mighty. Good evening, everyone, and I have to say it is an absolute privilege to stand before you today and speak about someone who represents the very best of what education can be. Today, we are honored to say, as first recognized Jane as our CMS Teacher of the Year, but now our District Teacher of the Year. Go middle school! In a profession filled with dedication, compassion, and hard work, Jane stands out. She is the kind of teacher every student hopes to have, every parent dreams for their child, and every colleague is grateful to work alongside. She began her career as a 5th grade teacher when CMS still housed the 5th graders. I don't know where they fit. You guys are on the roof or something. She moved to Woodside in 2006, and then she returned, thankfully, to CMS in 2011. She has taught language arts and social studies, and now at this time is teaching the 6th grade language arts. What makes Jane exceptional isn't just she has mastery of her subject matter, because she is an amazing language arts teacher, though that's certainly impressive. It's the way she connects, the way she greets every student by name, the way she makes every learner feel seen, heard, and valued. Her classroom isn't just a place of instruction, it's a space where curiosity is welcomed, mistakes are part of the process, and growth is always the goal. Whether she finds creative ways to bring lessons to life or simply being a steady and compassionate presence, Jane consistently goes above and beyond. And she does it not for recognition, but because she so in her soul believes all children can learn and grow. Here's a great example. Jane was teaching kids about responsibility, and there was a goal she had set up, and if the kids remembered items and it was consistent, so on and so forth, she promised them a prize if they reached the goal. And then she asked the students, what kind of prize would you want? And they said, well, Miss Sarnowski, if we reach our goal, we want to have lunch with you. That was their reward, and that's what they wanted. And sure enough, she had lunch with her students. To me, that speaks volumes. What we admire most is that Jane leads not with just expertise, but with heart. She inspires her students and her colleagues to be better, and her admin to aim higher and to care deeper. That kind of leadership goes way beyond the walls of a single classroom, and it's no surprise because Jane has held many leadership positions within our school and within the district. She's our language arts facilitator. She has run the ski club. She has participated in Teacher Leadership Academy. She serves on a variety of district committees. I can go on and on and on. Organizes our school social events. She hosts student teachers, and she organizes school field trips. She does it all. It is no surprise that the district has chosen to recognize her with this incredible honor. It's a recognition not just of past accomplishments, but of continued impact, the kind of difference that lasts long after the school year ends. So please join me in celebrating our District Teacher of the Year, Jane Sarnowski. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations.
If I could say one thing about Mrs. Sarnowski, it's so true that you notice, how she feels and how she connects with kids. And the one thing I do remember is you had always said you were going to crack my son. You was going to speak up more in class, and that was your goal for the year. So I just love how you notice even the quiet ones, and you take note and do your best to just get to every student in class. So that was so nice. Not to speak about my own personal experience, but I just had to add that. I mean,
a lot of former students, and it's good
right?
to see you guys in your leadership roles. That's
Love
awesome.
first, teach second, they say. So congratulations to all of you. It could have been any one of you, but we're so proud of you and thankful to have you. You're such great resources. And again, thanks to Mrs. Matiskevich for being last year's Teacher of the Year and for being here to support them. Did you have anything you wanted to say, Ms. Sarnowski?
I just want to say thank you so much. I'm a product of the Cromwell school system, so I believe in it. My kids go to school here. I think it's a phenomenal district. I'm honored and humbled to have this recognition. It's been a goal of mine, and it's my 20th anniversary here. So.
Oh, wow. A perfect year to be named Teacher of the Year.
Okay, our Teachers of the Year. I think the motto that they use is, like everyone has said, what can I do more of when we are already doing so much in education? They're always looking at what else can they do to reach every student. So thank you to all 4 of you. You're amazing, and I am honored to work with all of you.
Let's give him one more round of applause. Now go home and get some rest and recharge for tomorrow, because this is going to happen again.
No, James going to the baseball game.
Oh.
Just be careful. Don't sit on the. Yeah.
Oh.
Too soon. It's terrible.
Okay, from here we'll move on to celebrating our students, and we have our very own Summer Tatro, who is our student rep and has been for the past couple of years now. So we just want to thank you very much. We have a small gift for you, but you've done an amazing job here, and your smiling face just makes me happy. So thank you for keeping us in the loop about all things CHS related, and best of luck to you in your future endeavors. Do you want to share what those will be? No pressure.
I'm going to WPI Worcester Polytech for civil engineering.
Wow, congratulations. And I know you want to share some words too,
Yes,
Dr.
Summer,
Macri?
I'm going to miss your smile for sure. In school, out of school, at these meetings, since you were a little girl. Now it's been 6 years. I can't believe how much you have grown and the person you've grown into. And I know you're just going to continue to make us even more proud, prouder than we already are. So yes, we do have little gifts for you.
No, we'll help with you. All right, reports of liaisons from the Town Council, Board of Finance, CMS Building Committee. You have reference A in your packet. It does reference the fundraiser that they are doing to say goodbye to CMS. And as far as Town Council, there's a meeting tomorrow night. I know Mayor Dimitriadis is looking forward to the event on Thursday. But other than that, I didn't have too much to report. I wanted to mention the letter that we did draft about the track. Thank you, Kelly, for doing that. The meeting that they were supposed to be discussing that at did not happen. It's happening next week, so more to come on that request. All right, any comments, questions, anything from that section? All right, report of student representatives. We'll start with Summer. One last time.
AP testing has been running and will continue running throughout May, and students are working hard preparing and taking their exams. Juniors and seniors had prom on May 3rd at the AquaTurf, which was a blast with great food, an amazing DJ, and a lot of rain. The National Honor Society Service Committee hosted a lemonade stand last Wednesday for the Alexis Lemonade Stand Foundation for Childhood Cancer and raised over $200. Teacher Appreciation Week just passed, which students from Student Council helped provide a catered lunch for staff at CHS, along with Marcel bringing some donuts. The music department is hosting their annual Prisms concert June 3rd, and students are preparing group and solo performances. And Cromwell High School hosted advisory presentations throughout the week of April 28th to May 2nd for Social Justice Week, covering various topics such as economic equality and Our Body, Our Choice.
Firstly, the spring sports have been running smoothly and is with lots of excitement. The boys' baseball record is currently 6-7. They play Summers High School on the 16th. The girls' baseball record is 9-6. They played HK today, and their next game is against Westbrook on the 16th. The girls' lacrosse team had their first game against Morgan on the 15th. The boys' lacrosse team played today against Valley Regional. Their next game is tomorrow against Morgan. The boys' tennis team played yesterday and won. Their next and last game is on the 16th at home against Berlin. The girls' tennis team played Morgan yesterday. Their next game is against Berlin on the 16th. And last but not least, the Cromwell track team is running amazingly, and their next meet is the Night of Speed Invitational this Friday, the 16th.
All right, thank you. Any questions from the board? All right, we'll move on to the middle school then. We'll have Ryan starting us off.
SBAC testing concluded yesterday as the 8th graders completed the NGSS science assessment. Tomorrow, Wednesday, May 14th, the 8th grade will host a pajama dress-down day. Please consider wearing pajamas to school and donating $1 for grade 8 end-of-year activities. 6th grade would like to invite you to an upcoming community event. On Thursday, May 15th, between 4 to 5:30 p.m., Cromwell Middle School will host Butterfly Night, an evening of learning, community, and remembrance to conclude our unit on the Holocaust. We encourage all families and community members to join us for this event, as the support of the community helps to recognize our learners' talents and dedication throughout the unit. Our hope is that students walk away from this powerful experience with a deeper understanding of the Holocaust, recognizing the ways that individuals remained silent while others were persecuted, thus allowing the Holocaust to continue. We hope that students feel a strong connection and duty to participate in keeping any communities they are a part of in their lives inclusive, free of anti-Semitism, discrimination, and any kind of bullying and antagonistic behavior through standing up for their fellow community members. This presentation will include displays of student learning and is appropriate for all ages, and as it is self-guided and you can participate as much as you are comfortable with. We hope you will join us to participate in the Butterfly Night on May 15th. Student Council. Sneaker donations continue to pour in for Student Council. Thank you to the CMS community. We have collected and donated 4 large bags of shoes. Drama Club. After a highly successful run of Into the Woods Junior, CMS Drama Club looks forward to seeing you in the next audience next year. New building, new theater, see you soon. The Writing Club is CMS's newest club. Young authors gather to write and share their work. In the future, we would like to publish club members' writing so the rest of the community can share in their excellent writing. The Yearbook Club, working hard to meet the publisher's deadline of May 5th. Delivery is expected by May 30th and distribution will be during the last week of school.
Choir update. The CMS Select Choir is working hard to prepare for many upcoming events. Their spring concert on May 21st, The Last Bell, Goodbye to CMS event on May 29th. Fantastic Festivals competition on May 30th and the 8th graders promotion on June 11th. Many exciting upcoming events. Art Club is working to finalize their hallway murals under direction of Mr. Glowa. The CMS bands are looking forward to showcasing their talents this Wednesday at our spring concert. Additionally, the CMS Jazz Band is looking forward to presenting their hard work at the District Jazz Festival this Thursday. They will also be hearing the Cromwell High Jazz Band and the Affinity Big Band, which will give Mr. Schmidt and Miss Hales the opportunity to perform for students. Lastly, 8th grade band, jazz band, and select choir will be playing for a panel of judges and then heading to Lake Compounce on May 30th. Sports. Track and field is currently undefeated 2-0. 2 meets have been rained out. The team had a tri-meet against Middletown and Portland yesterday. The team will run against Berlin, Ram, and Rocky Hill before the state championship meet on Memorial Day weekend. Congrats to the following runners who have qualified for states: Jacob Kessler, Mason Swanrolo, Abby Buffard, Hope Wilson, Ania Raj, Jesse Tinga, Nicholas Gatlin, Sophia Rodriguez, Sadie DeLauro, Dawson Kelleher, Sophia Shields, and Eldon Krikokovic. The baseball team has 2 wins and 2 losses. We will have 2 away games this week and 3 home games next week. The team has been led by Cody Averill, Ryan Fernandez, Anthony Garofalo, and Calvin Forrest. The girls' softball team is undefeated on the season. The team has had great success at the plate, playing solid defense led by Caroline Termasky in the circle. Caroline set a new CMS softball record, striking out 20 batters in a game this season. That is at a possible 21 outs.
Wow. Congratulations to all of our athletes, musicians, and everyone. Thank you so much for the reports. Any questions from our board members, comments? All right, thank you very much. Move on to town collaboration updates. Do you have anything you want to discuss in that category?
We are collaborating now. I guess I could talk about the little incident with the bleachers. It was a freak accident. We are shocked that it happened yesterday. We have closed off all usage of all the bleachers throughout the district until we look into it more. But as we look into it, most of those bleachers are 3-seaters, and we move them for soccer and baseball. So in talking with town manager Salvatore yesterday and this morning, and the fire chief and the police chief and everyone who responded, thank goodness, most people are doing well, and we do have one injury that we're concerned about. But just to let you know, I have been in contact with the family, and let's just keep this person in our thoughts. But I do believe that everything will be okay. So what are we going to do about it? Town manager Salvatore and I, we decided, well, first we obviously are going to work with Kerma, our insurance department, and we are going to probably have them come out and do a walk around. We can put stakes in, which I definitely want to do, and there's some other things that we could possibly do as well. Or we could just get the $50,000 bleachers that we've been asking for so long, as Mr. Kunkel looks at us. But in all honesty, I'm very thankful that the town is working with us on this, because clear, it's our event. Is it their bleachers? I don't want to have that conversation. It happened while families were trying to watch their kids play, and that's the bottom line in our district, in our town, that we all share. So I'm sorry, extremely sorry that this happened, and we will come up with a solution. It's we talked to districts, and everyone has these. There are three bleachers. That's it. But so working with Tony, town manager Salvatore, we will figure this out, and we'll come up with a solution. As far as any of other collaboration updates, as far as CNR and everything, I think you've been updated. You all know what we got and what we didn't get, and so Claudio Bazzano is already starting some of those projects, and as soon as everyone walks out the door on the 13th, he'll start really getting into them. So I think that's it for town collaboration from my end.
And the referendum passed.
And the referendum passed, thank God. Yes, it did pass.
And we had a little more, I think, voting out there this year, which was good.
About 500
and then the solar panels also passed.
Yeah, about 500 participants instead of just like 150 or 200. That's good. It's great. So, yes,
All
we're
right.
very happy about that.
All right, aside from town collaboration updates, any other updates?
No, I just want to make sure I thank Summer again, and Marcel and Ryan and Luz and Anaya for spending, some late nights with us. Have a great summer, since this is your last meeting for this year. And I love having you here, because every time it gets hard, I just look at you and I realize and remember why I'm doing this in the first place. So thank you to all of you, and have a great summer. And then next, I just want to make sure we recognize our CHS Select Choir and Jazz Band for winning first place honors in the Heritage Music Festival in Anaheim. So Mrs. Nelson and Mr. Schmidt are just awesome, and this is such a great honor. So congratulations to all the students and to both teachers. What a great, it's just so great. We hear everything that our students are doing athletically, in the music program, academically, and we just really work in an incredible town, and we service some pretty amazing kids. And then also, we are looking like we're on time for CMS moving. We thought we might have been a little bit earlier, but we're back on track to where we were. And we should be out of the building all of us by June 30th, June 27th, actually, at 2 o'clock. They plan to turn the lights off on July 1st through the 3rd, if Eversource shows up. And then that'll be it. And we'll be in the new school. There's a lot that is going on behind the scenes with Mrs. Cochiola, Mrs. Middlebrooks doing the schedule, doing the room assignments. We are going to run into quite a few hiccups when it comes to parent drop-off and the bus drop-off, because they are going to be in the same area for a few months. So we are highly encouraging, as you have conversations with families and community members, please encourage middle school students to take the bus to school, because I really don't like the idea of that happening, but we really don't have a choice. So we'll have a lane for buses and cars, but they'll be near each other. And the more kids that take the bus, it's just less chances of anything happening. So we will get all that information out to you as soon as we have it figured out, but it's going to take a couple months to do that. But everything else is on track. We had our meeting today. Everything looks good. We're working on closing out the year financially, academically, in every single way. This is when everybody starts to lose it, because we're like, we didn't get everything done. We only have a month left, and we really truly only have a month left. And the people who are the most excited are the kids, because they have a little bit of freedom. So I'm happy for all of them, and obviously I can't believe how fast the year's gone by, to be honest with you. And I think that is it, unless you have any questions for me. Everything else we'll go through in the agenda.
Any questions? Alicia?
It's on.
If it's red, it's on. There you go.
Just a thought, when the insurance company comes out to look at the bleachers, that we might also want them to explore, give us advice on any kind of fencing, because there's nothing to protect anyone sitting on those bleachers from foul balls that come, and they come right in that direction. So if we're thinking about safety and we don't want any other injuries, that's something. I also just came from another game from our JV team, and there's this giant fence, and it was great because it stopped a bunch of balls from hitting people that were sitting in the bleachers.
Yeah. Yes, between Miss McKinney and Mr. Morrow, they're already scheduling a meeting so that we could do a walkthrough of everything, because we have to be more careful.
Any other questions? All right, we'll move on to presentations and reports of administration, the 2024-2025 budget update, reference B in your packet, and we'll invite up our Director of Finance, Mr. Butwell.
Hi, everyone. As Dr. Macri just referenced, we are indeed getting close to the end of the year and working on wrapping up our financial situation. At this point, it's very busy. We're monitoring our year-end numbers, which are continuing to shift as we account for outstanding obligations, encumbered funds, and final district needs. A major focus over the past several weeks has been our salary and benefits line. We've conducted a thorough review, including updated projections for long-term and daily substitute coverage through the end of the school year. As a result, we've made some adjustments to previous calculations, which have changed our earlier estimates, and we now have a much clearer picture of available funds in those areas, which is good. On the special education side, we're continuing to refine our reimbursement projections. We haven't received any updated information from the state regarding excess cost contributions. However, based on our recent work with the Choice program, we're now projecting that our reimbursements will come in about $165,000 lower than originally expected. And of course, this change will have a direct impact on our bottom line for the year. Additionally, just within the last week, we've identified approximately $80,000 in unanticipated special education expenses, specifically related to tuition and services. These costs are not included in this month's projection, and so will need to be absorbed within our remaining budget. And across the district, we're starting to close purchase orders in areas where we will not anticipate any further spending. As discussed at prior meetings, Dr. Macri has approved targeted purchases, which are aligned to our district priorities, namely like safety and security, curriculum and instruction, and technology.
Thank you. Any questions? Steve has a question.
Yeah, the energy utility line, Was that hit just this past month for 72,000, or was that something?
I'm sorry, could you repeat your
The
question?
utility line for 75,000, was that something that was realized this month, or was that previously on there?
Has it previously been over? Is that are you?
Yeah, was there?
Yeah. Strangely, Woodside has been running high this year on electricity, so that's one of the things that we've been researching. We believe it may be related to we had some cooling issues last summer when it was extremely hot, and we're wondering about the cooling equipment, running not at efficient rates. So that may be a possibility. But yeah, I know Lynn McKinney in the facilities office has been working with Eversource, looking at our wattage use and trying to determine what's going on with that.
Steve, last year, there was a huge issue, and the part took forever to come in, and it was so hot. It was brutally hot. We were running it, always afraid that it was going to break at any moment, and we thought we were going to have to shut down the school. I have a feeling that had a lot to do with it, because it took over a month for that part to come in. Everyone was gone, and we were still waiting for it to come in. But Lynn, like Chris said, is looking into it, because we're nervous because
Well, I
of
know
that.
we just projected the budget for the middle school based on this.
I know. That's why we were like, oh my God, what's happening is, exactly.
Dr.
Thinking
Macri,
the same direction. the same
Dr.
thing.
Macri, I can add that I did meet with Lynn, and we specifically looked at the bills for the last year, and the summer bills last year at Woodside of course, Lynn is very thorough. She had, several years to compare, and for whatever reason, last year's, August, September bills were much higher than usual as compared to previous years. So there was definitely something going on.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Alicia.
Get it right this time. Just a quick question on pupil transportation. Is that in-district transportation, or is that special education transportation for kids that are placed in other schools? It's line 510.
It's
Or
both.
is it combined?
It's combined. Yep.
Okay. Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? All right, thank you for your report.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move on to new business. And under item A, we have the CABE Student Leadership Award recipients. And Dr. Macri, will you be introducing these?
I will have Mr. Kuckle and
Okay.
Ms. Cocciola come back up to introduce our CAPE Student Leadership Awards recipients.
Hi, everyone, again. I have also the wonderful honor to introduce this year our CABE student leaders. And just to refresh your memories, the CABE Student Leadership Awards are presented to students with who have the following criteria: willingness to take on challenges, the capability to make difficult decisions, concern for others, the ability to work with others, willingness to commit to a project, diplomacy, ability to understand issues clearly, and ability to honor a commitment. And our teams sit together and they think of those students who certainly fit those characteristics. And this year, the two 8th grade students who will receive the CABE Award for us, come on up, Peyton Felsigno and Brian Pearson. Come on up. I just want to quickly share what your teachers have said about you. I'll go first with Peyton. Every day, Peyton comes to school. She models and exemplifies each of the CABE leadership skills. She never shies away from a challenge and will often take a chance to lead. Whether she's learning a brand new concept, struggling with an existing one, or simply helping to keep her peers on task during group work, she steadfastly pushes on in pursuit of her goals. Because of her innate sense of caring and her natural diplomacy skills, she is able to work and collaborate with all of her peers, regardless of the myriad personalities and mindsets. Day in and day out, Peyton's growth mindset and her pursuit of excellence easily qualifies her as a very deserving recipient of the prestigious CABE Award. So, for you, Peyton, congratulations. And for Ryan, Ryan's teachers say the words just jumped out. He's very capable in making difficult decisions. He's a responsible leader among his peers. He goes out of his way to remind others of assignments they need to complete. In fact, Ryan is not only appreciated, but actually sought after during classwork time. Excuse me. In fact, his peers often seek Ryan out and ask for his feedback on their independent tasks. His assignments are always completed to the best of his ability, and he seeks feedback so he can improve. During discussions, Ryan seeks to compromise, offering solutions that will accomplish goals while honoring the suggestions of his peers. Through CMS Student Council, Ryan took on the challenge of managing a food drive. Showing commitment, he initiated the student council meetings to drum up support and excitement by creating posters and helping to organize student spirit days. Ryan is a mature, focused student who serves his classmates and helps to improve the climate and culture of our school, and so he certainly deserves this CABE Award this evening.
Congratulations to both of you. Your classmates are so lucky to have you, and it takes bravery to be a strong decision maker and be leaders. So thank you for that. And we'll move on to the high school.
Okay, Summer Tatro and Sharon Manick, come on up. All right, Summer, we'll start with you. So Summer has sought out leadership and service opportunities throughout the school and town community here at Cromwell. She has served as a student representative, as you all know, on the Board of Education for 2 years, both as a junior BOE rep and this year as a senior BOE rep. She was inducted to our National National Honor Society and is the current vice president. She has captained our cheerleading team, served as a representative in our student council, member of our Carbon Club and World Language Clubs as well. Summer has also taken advantage of other leadership opportunities at CHS. One of the things we'll miss most about Summer is morning announcements. Every morning for a good half of the year, and then once a week thereafter, Summer was able to grace the school with her presence and her warm smile and her cheerful attitude and disposition. She was also selected to serve on a committee to interview and hire our new assistant principal, and she was also an integral part of our school tour for our decennial accreditation visit. She did such a good job during that visit. We actually, they only give us 45 minutes to do that tour. And again, she was going around with her teammate. They were doing such a great job, and surprise, surprise, you got stuck on the fields. And because they were giving this NEAS committee a true representation and behind the scenes look at what it is like at Cromwell High School, and any changes that would come forward out of that committee, out of that NEAS committee, is due in large part to Summer's efforts on that tour. As I had to radio out to the group and be like, let's go, I need you back, we're behind schedule, but just did such an excellent job. And the committee, even after, commenting on such a wonderful opportunity and how great a job Summer did for that NEASC visit. So she is a phenomenal person, phenomenal human, has done so much for Cromwell High School. We will certainly miss her desperately, and Summer Tatro is one of our CABE recipients this year. Congratulations. Okay. And Sharon Manick. So, Sharon has distinguished himself through his exceptional leadership abilities, which are evident in his roles as class president and student council executive board president. A rare feat. He consistently demonstrates initiative, organization, and a collaborative spirit in these positions, effectively rallying his peers towards a common goal. He is the founder of and organizer of neighborhood tennis. In this capacity, he ran tennis clinics for children ages 10 and under and organized multiple charity tournaments. And he's also donated those proceeds to CCMC, something he has done now for some time. Beyond academics and research, Sharon is deeply committed to community service. His volunteerism is unmatched, and his genuine love for engaging with others is exceptional. He is determined to make a difference in our world, and he's already made a significant impact through his extensive contributions here at Cromwell High School. His involvement in every activity speaks volumes about his character, And a great story for Sharon in his leadership ability. He is a phenomenal tennis player on our tennis team. And over the summer, he encouraged two of his friends, acquaintances, to play. Tennis team needed some numbers. He had two friends who were really good athletes. So Sharon worked with them over the summer, practiced with them, and encouraged them to keep going at it. And, as a result of that, not only are these two players playing tennis on our tennis team, they're one of the best doubles tandems that is in the Shoreline Conference. But again, it's part of his leadership, right, and how he was able to bring students out in that way. And Sharon also contributed to our NEASC visit as well, taking the committee out for the school tour, which is such an important part of that trip. And we thank Sharon for everything that he has done here at Cromwell High School. And I know you know summer's plans already. Sharon will be going to Duke University, where his focus will be biotech. So congratulations, Sharon.
Congratulations to both of you on behalf of the board. We're so proud of you, and we're so glad to have had you here at THS. You'll be missed, and you're, just impressive resumes already, and you're just in high school. I can't wait to see what you're going to do in your futures. So, congratulations. All right, from there we'll move on to our teacher leadership recognition, which is reference C in our packets. And for that we have Dr. Carrie McLean. Sorry? And Dr. Vazone. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? It's always such a pleasure to introduce and recognize this group of teachers that participate in the Teacher Leadership Academy. This is a group of teachers that volunteer to improve their school environments for colleagues, for students, for families. They do really good work. There are leaders in the buildings. They're the ones that can identify where they could be of help, and then they come in and they do some projects that they think will be a benefit to their colleagues. I've been doing this since I started here, and none of this would be possible without my co-facilitator, Dr. Jeremy Vazone. Did you want to say a little about the? Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. McLean. Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Macri, Chairwoman Kelleher, members of the Board of Education. Appreciate you giving us a couple minutes to recognize some outstanding teachers who are going above and beyond. I always look forward to this evening each year when we get to recognize some teachers who are going above and beyond, and the community should learn about that. Just to introduce myself, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Jeremy Vazone. I'm a faculty member at Central Connecticut State University, where I work with teachers who are looking to become leaders in public schools. I'm a former school principal, and now in my faculty role, one of the aspects of that role is to have this great partnership with the Cromwell Public Schools. We've done lots of really innovative projects over the years. The aforementioned Future Educators Club is one of our projects, and one of our most enduring projects that we've done in the 8 years that I've been involved in this partnership is our Teacher Leadership Academy. So we're really excited to recognize the teachers who you're going to hear about tonight and the awesome projects that they've done. I want to emphasize these folks are doing this for no compensation other than intrinsic value and bringing value added to the students of our district. I'm also a parent, so it's really nice for me to see the great work that's being done in our school system on behalf of our kids. So I'm going to turn it back to Dr. McLean so we can recognize the teachers. Thanks so much, everybody.
Okay. Go up to the next slide. All right. First, I'd like to ask Stacy Hool to come up if she's here. Ms. Hool worked on a project where she worked to improve our learning experiences through our career pathways, where she had speakers come in In the field of environmental science, she had the director of Clean Water Action, a specialist in environmental remediation, and a specialist in wetlands restoration, to come in and talk to them about everything from job prospects to collaboration, intersection of environmental science and government regulations, advocacies, and even social justice. So students were offered these opportunities due in large part to the work of Mrs. Hool, and we really appreciate all that she has done. Okay, next is Josh Chablowski, and I'm not sure if he was able to come tonight. He started a project trying to collaborate, to provide opportunities for teachers to collaborate with one another, and it's not always easy to know what every teacher is working on in the district, and so his goal is to create a document so that teachers can look quickly and find out what teachers' units are about and what their teaching strategies are in the unit, so that they can more easily find people to collaborate with when they have common things that they're working on in the classroom. Graham Jerry is next, and I don't think he's here either. It's a tough time of year. He worked on creating tools for teachers. So it's centered around Smarter Balance and SAT, but he put together banks of resources. He separated out types of questions and provided teachers with hands-on, ready-to-use activities with their students, so that they could be better prepared when they take their assessments. Okay, Mr. Brian Calhoun, I saw is here. Come on up, Brian. Brian did something similar in that he was helping students to prepare for the Smarter Balance assessment, creating resources, creating templates that will help students to work through the different questions and really get them to understand what the question is asking of them. And so these are resources that we've used and will continue to use over time in order to prepare our kids for future state assessments. Okay, and finally, and I don't think Mark is here either, Mark Bozeman started our very first CMS writing club. Currently there are 7 members of the club, and they are in the process of publishing their first publication, and there's been a lot of great energy around it, and the kids have been really excited to work on something that they're producing on their own. So oh yeah, wait, Brianna first. Oh, did I say final? I'm sorry. That's my bad. Last but not least, for real this time, is Brianna Fry and Allison Bloom have been working for a while on a project that helps to let new teachers and substitutes know all of the things that they need to know in the building. How do the copiers work? Where are all of the resources that they need? Who do they need to contact when something happens? And so there's this manual that they are creating that will be helpful to any substitute in the building, or really anyone that's looking for any kind of resource and doesn't know where to find it. This is a very comprehensive resource that they've been working on for a little while now that I think is going to be really helpful in their building to anybody, really. And so I so appreciate all of the work that these teachers have done. They have been, in some cases, working on different projects over a couple of years. They've started things, they've finished them, they've started other things. It's really just such a pleasure to work with this group of teachers. It's literally one of my favorite parts of my job is working with these teachers, because there's such dedication, and it's such a testament to their leadership that they are willing to participate in this. And really, it's entirely voluntary. It's really just them wanting to build their leadership skills as teachers. So I really appreciate all of you very much.
Congratulations to all of you. And thank you for your leadership. And thank you, Dr. Vizone and Dr. McLean, for guiding them. Did you want to add anything? You good? All right. This has been a pretty positive meeting. Let's keep it going, right? Lots of recognitions. All right, we'll move on to out-of-state field trips, 2025-2026, reference D, and there, I believe, is there a new one? Yes, there is an updated copy for you to look at first. And if there are any questions, let me know and we'll call up the respective principal. Are there any questions on the out-of-state field trips? No? All right. Well, since they're out of state, we need to approve them, but it doesn't say approve, right?
I'm sorry, yes, action.
Can we remedy that now? We'll just, okay. So is there a motion to approve the out-of-state field trips? By Kelly Franklin, second. Is there a second? Kelly Cloutier, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? All right, motion carries. Field trips are approved. Item D, Healthy Food Certification Lunch Program, reference E in your packets. Any questions on that? Motion to approve? Oh, wait, do we need to approve that one?
Yes.
Okay, that one as well. We need an action item. Motion to approve? Alan, second. Matt, all in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. It is approved. Item E is another action item, approval of the minutes and motions from our April 8th regular meeting. Reference F. Is there a motion to approve those? By Kelly Cloutier. Second. Alicia. All in favor? Opposed? Abstention from Kelly Franklin. Motion carries. The minutes are approved. Item F, stipend approval. Reference G in your packets. Any question on those stipends? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the stipends? By Kelly Franklin, second. Is there a second? Matt Sprowski, all in favor? Opposed, abstentions, motion carries, stipends are approved. And then we have our informational human resources activity, reference H. And I did want to congratulate, we do have a retirement, and I'll let you speak to that, Dr. Macri. No, you know her well, I'm sure. No, but thank you. I did notice that it said 20 years, so we thank her for her service.
I know. Lorraine Treichel has been a peer educator for Cromwell High School for 20 years, and we have pretty much asked her to do almost everything, and she does it for us. So, with a smile, we are going to miss her, but we congratulate her on her retirement and wish her very, very wonderful things in her future. And if she's ever bored, she can always come back.
She can sub, right?
She could be a para sub. But like I said, she just took on whatever we asked her to do. So we appreciate her.
Definitely appreciate her. All right, any other questions on the HR report? All right, principal reports, questions there? No? Policies that are on for second read. So these are on for approval tonight. Items A through W. Questions on any of the policies listed? There's a lot of them. But policy went through them as well, too. So if there are no questions, would anyone like to make a motion to approve all of them, A through W? Alan, second by Matt. All in favor? Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries, and they are approved. And then we have some on for first read. So those we will move to second read. Anything we need to say about those, Dr. Macri?
No.
No? Okay. All right, board committee reports. Policy committee, we met tonight, and we just repealed a couple of policies. And then facilities and technology committee, we canceled that this evening. We'll have to reschedule. Someday we'll have another one, maybe.
Everything's going really well. We're getting stuff
don't
done.
Don't say that.
I know.
Just when you say that. And then topics for future agendas and possible, action to approve additional topics. I did want to, before we get to that, mention that we discussed, Enza and I, canceling the July meeting unless anyone's opposed. And if we needed a meeting for July, we could always just add a special meeting. But Dr. Macri will be away, well deserved. So if that's okay with all of you, we'll just cancel July for now. She would make me do it, right?
A year later.
Okay. So any And then we'll have our August meeting on the 12th. I know that's a vacation time too. I checked mine. I think I'm actually good this year to come to the August meeting. Anyone else have any conflicts? You're gone? Okay. Well, just let me know. You can always change that. All right. Anything else to add to topics for future agendas?
So I did hear back from Cabe on the board self-eval. He's available to come out, well, June 3rd or August 12th.
Ooh, I would vote for August
So-
12th. June 3rd is very
Yeah,
busy.
so
time
it's
of
just
year.
come out, explain what the process is, and then, go from there. We can then decide. Yeah, informational, what the process is and kind of what they do, and then we can vote on doing it or not.
Is it June 3rd? I don't know.
June 3rd or August 12th. We don't have an answer right now. We can.
Okay. I'll write down the 2 dates and we'll circle back.
Okay. I'll send you an email just to remind you too.
Okay. The June 3rd? Okay. Anything else anyone wants to mention? All right. Then we'll go around for comments, updates, and announcements. We'll start with Matt.
Yeah, I just want to say that the music teachers over at WIS did a fantastic job with the concert, the chorus and band concert the other night. It was mobbed. It was literally standing room only, and they did a fantastic job organizing, running. The kids had a great time. The kids looked great. They did a great job. The singing was fantastic. The music was fantastic. So just thank you to them. It was fantastic. I said fantastic a lot there. I really mean it.
Alan? Nothing. Anything from you? I just want to congratulate Dr. McLean again on her new position as Assistant Superintendent.
Thank you.
All right, Kelly? Alicia?
I always have something to say. I was just overwhelmed earlier this evening by the incredible people that were in this room that are educating our kids. And I think I said this last year, but we're really lucky to have some fantastic teachers in our community. And I think most of those have touched our families' lives in some way, and not just touched, but made a lasting impact. Like my kids are sending me pictures and notes and saying, oh, they went to Miss Presley's wedding because she invited her entire class the year that she got married. She wouldn't share that, but she said, these kids are so important in my life that I want them to be at my wedding. So the entire class went to her wedding. But so many of the people in our community just make an impact. And I don't know that they get to see it years later, but I just hope that they hear it, and I hope that they get communication from their students, because they really have made a huge difference and continue to, and inspire kids every day. And I don't think every district has the level of exceptional teachers that we are lucky enough to have here. So I hope that they know that and they hear it. And I was so appreciative of the kind words from our administrators, because those were not just cookie cutter, those were truly heartfelt, and I know that meant something to them. So I just think we're lucky, and I'm glad that we had Teacher Appreciation Week. It's never enough. A week is not enough for what they do. So that's all.
Thanks, Alicia. Steve?
So last time I brought up discussing the budget process. I'd like to just come in and meet with Chris at some point and just make sure whatever suggestions or comments I make on the process aren't going to conflict with how we do things as a district. So if the board's okay, I'd like to just come in, kind of see the process. And
So at the last meeting, you did bring that up, and I sent out actually a Google Sheet and said if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, add. I didn't see anything added, so that's where I'd like to start.
Well, I don't want to make suggestions that are going to conflict completely with how the program works here.
Okay.
So this is my thought process.
All right, I'd recommend we start with that, and then we'll go from there. So if you'd like to complete that, and I'll share it, and if there are any conflicts, I'm sure he'll let us know. Anything else from anyone? All right, we do have our executive session for the purpose of discussion and possible action of the agreement between the Cromwell Board of Education and the Municipal Employees Union Independent Local 506 SEIU Cafeteria Workers Contract, and also for the purpose of the presentation of Dr. Macri's self-evaluation overview. And with that, is there a motion to go into executive session? By Alicia, second by Matt. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? abstentions. We are in executive session at 8:10.